Just remind me later on that. And let's see how we're doing here. So we're going to start with the underwater shot. So I could hear your breathing is done. You've done really well with your breathing. I can hear you bubble breathing in the water, which is awesome.
Can you hear me humming?
Yeah, I can. It's awesome. That's really great. But I can see right off the bat the bubbles are coming out.
Yeah.
Right off the bat. That's great. So you're doing really nicely with the breathing. We'll have you do the sink downs again, just because I know you're anxious to show me how great you are at it. But that's really great. Really, really good. So, but backing up a step. So hands, really, really wide. And some width is fine, but that's a little bit much. You're really not a little. I mean, I don't want to like this. No, I'm talking about your fingers.
Oh, the fingers.
Yeah, I mean, your hands are just wide open here.
Okay.
Just if we look at, we'll just take a look at Rebecca Adlington for a second, just so you can see her. Now, this is an Olympian, so you can see her if we get a good front. And we get the front shot here. Where's our front shot? Come on, I might have missed it already. Here we are. So if we just, you see there's space between her fingers?
Mm-hmm.
And the other hand, this one's a little more closed.
Yes.
But there's some space there. All right? Circle that up. But if we look at your hand on this one, can you see the difference on yours is just wide open?
Yeah.
It almost seems like tension to me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You're just like, I don't want to say I don't know what the right word is. Tension?
No, it's okay.
But I don't know if it just seems really like wide. So just relax it and get close a little. I don't want tension squeezing it.
How can I get the how do I get the reach that you were asking?
You want the reach
and not get the tension.
But you don't want
Yeah.
You want good reach.
Okay.
And the other hand, also pretty open.
Yeah, it seems maybe a little relaxed.
It's definitely better than the left is better than the right, but it's still pretty far open. That there
that catch
is pretty nice. Let's see what we got here. There you go. That's pretty nice.
What's our range?
1 to 120.
100 to 120?
Yep. So you're right in there.
Ooh, righty.
Now, breathing though. Here's breathing.
Ah.
So that's pretty wide there. But let's see when you're not breathing.
Oh, got to it. Don't get to it right away.
All right.
That's looking good. Still staying wide.
No,
Wow.
not.
A
That
little
one's
better?
just a little better.
Almost
A little better when you're not breathing, which is very common. I think we discussed the last time when we go to breathe.
Yes.
So let's look at the left side when we're breathing. How's your catch there? A lot of bubbles here. Okay.
Bubbles on the hand or bubbles breathing?
On the hand. Watch the hand comes in. Looks like, again, this is a little bit, it looks like you're doing a little bit of this, a little bit of hand tilting up. We'll see better from the side. And then a lot of push down. The reason the bubbles are bad is that they're not as dense as the water. So when you have all those bubbles, you're pushing on more air and not enough water. So you're not getting as much of a push.
But the bubbles are behind the hand.
Now they're not really. Well, they are, and then you're catching a lot of it. There's just a lot of air. So when the hand comes in, it's catching a lot of air and pulling a lot of air down with
It's
it.
pushing down. It's supposed to
And you're just pulling a lot of air.
Okay.
And now you're breathing, and it's kind of hard to see with the bubbles.
That is a 115.
And now we're out quite a bit.
Yikes.
So, did we do the javelin drill last time?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're going to do that.
And you got the
I'll pull it up
hardware.
again. Where are we? Javelin. There we are.
But yeah.
Just to remind us, just so you see it. Start out kicking on the side, and then into the one arm stroking. Paul gets going here. Wow, he really belabors the point on this one. There we go. Because it's all about breathing away. And I know I've talked about this before, but just as a reminder, this will be really good for you. Making sure you work on the javelin, and you can. The Bambino, the Bambino progression is excellent, but it's also okay to change up some of those drills. When they give you drills to do, if you know you have a specific weakness like that,
I was just going to ask you about that.
You can change. I mean, I'm a swinger, and I do the swinger drills, but there are some times when I just say, I know I'm catching a lot of air or straight arming. I need to spend some time doing javelin drill. Javelin drill, I do a lot of javelin drill. I just think it's, I don't want to say underappreciated because Paul emphasizes it, but it's still a little bit underappreciated because it is where people make their mistakes is when you're turning to breathe. And it's that, that arm you can't see that makes our mistakes. So that's why you really want to work the javelin drill.
Okay.
All right, so definitely we're going to practice that one again. Because when you're not breathing, that left arm is super nice. I mean, you get to a better position eventually. But we want to get you there sooner rather than later. Here, this is, you're pretty close again. You're pretty close.
Better.
It's just when you come out here, back, we're just not there yet. And your hand's so low at this point, you're just not going to get a lot of propulsion out of it. So, you've made some nice improvements.
Literally by degrees.
Again, and I think working on some more, and again, I know you've seen these before, but I like to put them in the video anyway. Did we do the 616 drill and the kicking on? We did kicking on our side, I'm sure, and I remember if we did. But just the 616 and the kicking, just even kicking on the side. I'm showing you the 616, but just kicking on your side will really help you develop that good body position in that. Let's see if maybe let's see if we have an underwater shot of this. This one I want you to see. Look how right here, let me go back a little bit. When Paul's kicking, what I want you to notice here is, that's not a very good line, sorry. I need to go back to remedial line drawing. All right. Paul's head is pretty much down the center of this lane.
Right.
The hand is pretty much on the outside of the lane. So, I mean, it's just lined up really nicely. You are a little flat. You're rotating your shoulders here some, but especially when you go to that right side, now you're breathing, so it's not too bad. But if we go to a non-breathing stroke on that right side, all right. I think it's a matter of just getting a little more coordination. So we're going to go with the 616 drill because what I want you to notice, we'll re-emphasize that, because what I want you to notice is the timing of it. If we play it in full speed. Notice how his whole body rotates as the hand comes in and it switches. But whole body rotates when he goes to breathe. Yours is a little bit delayed. Gotta back that up a little bit. Your head's just a little bit behind. If I speed this, slow this down a little bit. Go to breathe, next stroke. Oh, I didn't go back, sorry. All right, come on, Peter. Get that rolling there. Well, not at this point. Your head's a little behind. Notice how this hand's almost behind you. You should just be the timing of this hand coming in.
Bubble, bubble, reach.
Reach. Boom. I'd like to see at this point. Your head should already have been out of the water. You're only a little bit behind. This is kind of a hard drill to do, and I don't know that you're ready for Unco.
Oh, I looked at it, but I haven't done it. I can't
see.
I think I looked at it one time.
There we go. We may try this today. We'll see. We'll see how we get through the other drills. Breathing. So it's boom.
So he's doing Unco right side. Okay.
As his body turns, his head is turning with his body. Just a little bit. He's not breathing. There we go. As he gets full extension, his head just turns with his body. Your head's a little detached from your body. That's all.
Okay.
We may play with that. We'll see. We'll see how that feels. All right. So you've made some nice improvements. We're gonna let's see you from the side. Your breathing again was very nice. Your kicking is much better. It's still out to the side a little bit. And I think some of that is this arm. I'd love to see you do some flexibility work on your upper body. I think some of this just may be tight shoulders because you're very muscular. And, I mean, if you put your arms, can you tuck your head like that? Yeah. I mean, so you're fairly, can you go any further back than that? So stand up for me. Okay. Now put your arms above your head. Now, without pushing your head, see if you can push your head back. Now put your arms behind your head. Yeah, you're pretty flexible. I'd still work on that a little bit because I'm not exactly sure. Your hand is way out here, and some of that is why I think you're a little flat. I'd like to see your hand. If we look at we look at Rebecca from above. Now everybody's a little bit different. If we look at Rebecca from above, she may actually come over a little bit too much. But you know, see how straight she is? Or she may be in a little bit much. But right there, look how straight that is.
Yeah.
And the same thing here.
Okay.
Very straight. Whereas this is also kind of a bigger profile. If you bring this arm in closer to here,
right.
Oops, sorry, wrong line. If you bring that arm closer to in here, it's going to be a little more hydrodynamic. I don't want you to come in super tight, but again, when we work on your side kicking, we're going to work on your head position. All right, we'll play with that some more. In on the javelin drill for sure. And did we have you do, see that side's better. Left side is better. I think I mentioned that.
Yeah.
And the right side is way out there. Did we have you do shoulder tap drill or
No.
Broken Arrow?
Nope.
All right.
I did that on my own, just
All right.
looking at the website.
Okay, so we will play with Broken Arrow.
I haven't done shoulder tap. I've done broken arrow.
Okay, the Broken Arrows, shoulder tap is very similar, but we'll do Broken Arrow. And the reason we're going to do Broken Arrow is to get your hand entry in a better spot. What I'm looking for is, again, if we have an overhead shot of this, overhead shot of this. Maybe we don't. There we go. There we go. So you can see Paul's arm comes in nice and straight. Look how nice and straight he is here. Oop, not a very good line. Nice and straight. Okay?
What's your so to dispel this myth for me, you know, Carlin Pipes, her whole thing is like, when you get out of the pool, if you put your arms down, you notice that you put them here, not in here. There's more power out here.
Yes.
If we're in an outrigger canoe or paddling out here. So
But
what do you say to that?
Good. How you doing today?
Good.
So she's 100% correct, and I would tell you the same thing. But you get there from here. So in other words, your arm's coming in, and then you're coming down. You don't need to start out here to go here.
Mm-hmm.
So if we just look at Rebecca again from the front. Let me pause her for a second. Now remember, we saw her coming in very straight, just like we talked about, right?
Yep.
Get rid of that so you can see. Sorry. She gets there.
That's not too close to her body?
No. Look at that. This is the exact...
Because Carlin's all like, well, you wouldn't paddle under the canoe.
No, but she's not. Look at her arm angle. That's 104 degrees. And if we go right down the center of her body... She's still not under.
Right, because if she was out here, that's like...
Put it this way. If you're out this far,
You
when
don't
you're
have
out
much
that
power.
far, right? When you're out that far, where are you? Here, let's get you back up here. When you're out that far, you're now putting a lot more stress on your shoulder. If you're under here, just do that. Reach out, and then come down like this. Where do you feel that? I feel that in my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
If I come in and I come down like this, I feel my lats engage right away.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
We'll play with it. We'll
Okay.
play with it. We'll see.
Yeah.
So, the left hand better than the right by far. And again, when you go to breathe, we're still kicking wide here. And that breathing, we're splitting, and you get a big bend in your knee here. So we'll just work on our our ballet.
It's a little discouraging because, like,
No. You shouldn't be discouraged. You have made good improvements, Jack.
But the whole what's that word? Proprioception. Like you're aware, thinking about where you're at.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter.
Trust
me, I've been swimming for
smooth.
I've been swimming for a zillion years, and it's still what I think I'm doing versus what I'm actually doing is just very different.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right?
All right.
So, you have made some really nice improvements. I can see that right here. And there should be like a little bit of a disclaimer or some way to explain to people how like a little improvement is really a lot. So when I do CSS testing with the group, if somebody drops by 0.20 seconds, they don't see that as a lot. I see that as huge. That's a huge amount because it's just hard to get that much faster. You've made an improvement.
Mm-hmm.
So because somebody will come and the first one they'll drop like a whole second per 100 because that's not easy. But I'll bet you've dropped probably a whole second easily. That's huge. Now the next time you're going to do it, you're going to drop by 0.2 seconds, and you go, oh, that's not as good. It just gets exponentially harder to get those things.
Sure.
You've made an improvement of 10%. Then on your form. That's huge. The next time you're going to make an improvement, and it might only be 6%, and you might not even see it as much, and you go, oh, but that's a lot. It's really, really. swimming technique is very, very, I don't want to say very difficult, but it is. It's kind of difficult to get that much better. Because on a lot of your kicks, they are fairly tight. Right there. All right, so here you're going real wide.
Wow.
Woo. Some of that's balance, and I think that's, and I'll tell you why. Because you're out a little far here. Because that arm is far out there, this leg comes out to balance that arm. Does that make sense to you, what I'm saying? Because this arm is so far out, if that leg doesn't come out that far, you're going to tip over that side. Okay?
Yep,
so we're going to tighten that up. And again, the 616 and the kicking on your side drill is going to be really good for that.
Okay.
Because overall, your waggling down the pool has improved a lot. It's just a matter of the kicking, really. If you notice, we backed that up a little bit and running at full speed. You were really all over the pool when we first started. That's much, much better. And there are some really good kicks in there. In between the breaths, there's some really nice tight kicking. Okay? So we just need to tighten that up a little bit. And we'll play again with the ballet kicks and making you do some of that fun stuff. So let's see you from above the water. So we can zoom in a little bit. Put that hand over here. That's a little flat. Right here, that's nice. A little flat, and that's why you're catching some air. And again, that broken arrow drill is really going to help with this. All right, and the other drill we may, if we have time to get to, is secondary drills. Shoulder tap. Very similar to the broken arrow.
Yeah, okay.
This is a really good shoulder loosening hand entry exercise. All right, so we'll probably play with that a little bit. Head position, much nicer than it was. You were coming up really high for air.
Let's see if I can hold it.
It's a little high, but not bad. See when you go to breathe the other side. Yeah, again, I think the shoulder tap and the
oof, head's up there, but the head does seem to be more consistent. Like last time, it was going way down and way up.
No, overall a nice improvement. Still, listen, a Bambino is not a swinger or a smooth overnight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You've made some really nice. You've obviously worked it, Jack.
So if I come in flat, it's almost like I tell my when we study surface tension of water in science, it's like I'm breaking the surface tension.
Yeah, if you come in at a nice angle, like if you watch.
So that means that there's more molecules like stirring around in the water.
Exactly.
So now the water, I'm not getting clean water to get more power. It's all filled with air. I get it, I think.
So if we back this up a little bit. See how nice and clean his hand comes in? You hold it up there, and then there is splash,
but
not a tremendous amount because he's angling that right in.
Yeah.
All right?
Okay.
That's why it's going to be a really good drill for you.
That left, I think left's better than the right.
It is.
Still splash, but the right's just a...
I think some of it's because that arm, you've got that right arm so far out. So under the water, you're doing a nice job with your breathing. Wow. Feet are still a little bit low. I'm looking at your right hand now. So the right hand comes in. And I have to say, that's pretty nice.
Oh, because we wouldn't be able to tell how bent the elbow is there, or can you?
No, it's not bent enough, but I can. What you are doing is what I do like is the hand comes down, but right away you're getting it back.
Facing backwards.
You're getting it back, and that's really nice.
Thinking about that smiley face thing.
Nice.
Okay.
And the left hand, much better than it was. Much better. So now let's see a breathing side. This happens when you breathe. Jeez, that's not too bad at all, Jack.
Jeez, look at my ass. It's way down.
It does. It does. Some of that's the kicking. Some of that may be tightening up your core a little bit.
Right. Zip it up there. Yeah, I didn't realize, like, my knees are, that's so funny. Like, I think, like, yeah, my toes are touching.
So you're doing a much better job with the hands, but we still want, we'll go over sculling it. Did we do doggy?
Mm-hmm.
We did. So we're going to do doggy. We'll review
let's
those.
Review that, because I'm always a little confused about the
review
breathing
that.
with doggy.
Yep. We'll definitely review
But I like
those.
it, and I do feel, like, with sculling, I'm like, yeah, I do get a sense of where I'm touching the water, the feel for the water. Like,
so the only thing I can, what I'm looking at back here is, you got the big kick going on,
big bend,
and you've got a bit of an arch in your back. So if we try to have you tighten up in here a little bit, we'll play with that a little bit and see how that makes you feel. Okay. And we're going to work on some ballet kicking again, just to get you to get the feel of what that should be like. All right?
Yeah, sounds great.
All right. So let's